what we will do, whatever it is given in the step 2, that will be taken to the step 3 as ERV, that is 1,20,000, and that is only considered as gross annual value.
Ground rent is given 5,000.
Yeah, ground rent, that is not actually why we are calculating this, because in order to find out what is the income we are getting from the house which is given for the rent purpose. So whenever we give for the rent purpose, we will see what is the income it is coming. Ground rent means, for example, if you are having any apartment and you have ground floor is empty, and that if you are giving for any parking slot or something else, that is not considered as income from house property. And insurance premium, this is not income to me, my expenditure, so it will be not taken. We are calculating only the part of gross annual value. Under that, we have 3 steps. The first one is we'll compare with municipal rental value and fair rental value. Out of these two, whichever is higher, that will be taken to the step 2, and we call it as ERV, expected rental value. And that will bring it to the step 2. In step 2, whichever amount we are bringing from the step 1, that we will compare with standard rent. So, and in step 2, whichever is less, that will call it as expected rental value, and we bring it to the step 3, and we compare it with actual rental value. But here in this question, actual rental value is not given. So we take from the step 2, whichever we got, that is 1,20,000 as gross annual value. As here it is mentioned that both houses are self-occupied, he has not given any rent to us. So it's an assumption that we are taking 2 situations. So now we got gross annual value is 1,20,000. So whenever we do the problem, our answer will be like this. Gross annual value 1,20,000. This is according to the format. Okay. And from this, we will deduct municipal taxes or any local taxes given to us. Less municipal taxes. If you look at here, municipal taxes is given to us. So municipal taxes is 10%. It is mentioned in the question here. It is mentioned as 10% in the question here. And if you look at here, 10% means on what you have to calculate? 10% municipal taxes. It means you have to calculate on municipal value. So less municipal taxes, 1 lakh into 10%. It comes to 10,000. It comes to 10,000. If we deduct this, we will get 1,10,000.
I have doubt, madam. Reason for deemed let out property. I am understanding the correct calculation.
Yes.
Deemed let out property. Suppose if you have a person having 2 houses, both are self-occupied. Is there provision for the calculation of house property deemed let out?
Whenever both houses are given as self, that's what I said in the starting, sir. Whenever both houses are given as self-occupied, being a normal human being, we cannot claim 2 houses as self-occupied, and it is not possible. So in that case, we will do one house is taken as let out house and the other house is taken as self-occupied house. Now, here they are asking us, if you look at the question, suggest which house should be opted by Mr. A as self-occupied. So that is tax liability is minimum. So here our responsibility is to find out which house should be he is to take as let out house and which house should be deemed as self-occupied house. They are not actually not given for rent purpose. We have to deemed to be let out, we call. That's what I was telling. Okay. So here, as I mentioned, we have to do 2 situations. One situation is that house 1 will be taken as let out house and house 2 is taken as self-occupied house. We are doing the first situation where the first house is taken as let out house or deemed to be let out. Why? Because actually it is not given for let out purpose. Only to find out which house he should be claimed as self-occupied for the tax liability. So here house 1 we are taking it as let out house or deemed to be let out house. So we get net annual value of 1,10,000. Next we have deductions under section 24. Under that, first deduction is standard deduction. and standard deduction is calculated on NAV, 30% of NAV. So here our NAV, this whatever 1,10,000 we got here, this is called as net annual value. Net annual value. So on this, we have to calculate 30%. Standard deduction will be always 30% of NAV. So 1,10,000 into 30%. It comes to, I think, 33,000.
33,000, yes.
Yes. So it will be 33,000. Next, we have another deduction, that is interest on loan taken. If you look at the question, the last point, it is given interest on loan 40,000. So interest on loan is 40,000. And both, if you add it, we'll get 73,000. And if I deduct from 1,10,000 minus 73,000, minus 73,000. So we get 37,000. This is income from house property if it is deemed as first house is taken as let out house. Now we have to take house to as self-occupied house. So whenever we have self-occupied, if we are staying in our own house, do we receive any income? No, we don't receive any income. We will not get any income from the self-occupied house. So what to do in that situation? Because we are assuming here it as one is self-occupied house and the other one is let out house. As we have taken first house as let out house and second house would be self-occupied. So whenever self-occupied house, it is a minimum assumption that whenever it is self-occupied house, there will be no income. If you are staying in your own house, do you get any income? Or do you get any rent? No, we don't get. So when we don't have any income, so there will be no gross annual value. There will be no gross annual value. In that case, our solution always starts with net annual value. Whenever house is self-occupied, whenever house is self-occupied, as there is no income, our solution for the self-occupied always starts with net annual value nil. Why? Because there is no income to us. If we have income, we will write gross annual value, we are getting rent. And we will deduct the municipal taxes. When you don't have any income, there will be no deduction. So we will directly start with net annual value as nil. And whenever it is self-occupied house, we have only deductions under section 24. Why? Because whether it is self-occupied house or a let-out house, we will take some loan from the bank to purchase that house or to occupy that house or to construct that house. So for that purpose, deductions are provided. So we cannot take first deduction. Why? Because first deduction, standard deduction is always calculated on net annual value. But our net annual value is nil here. So there is no standard deduction whenever house is self-occupied. We will have only interest on loan or pre-construction interest. In this problem, we don't have any pre-construction interest. We have only interest on loan. And interest on loan for the second house is 40,000. So here what will be our total? 40,000. And is it income to us?
No, it is a
It is a loss. It is loss from self-occupied house. Why? Because there is no income. It's only deduction. Deduction means minus figure. It is a loss to us. So it is nothing but loss from self-occupied house. Loss from self-occupied house 2. This is what first situation. What is the first situation? Where we have assumed first house as let out house and second house as self-occupied. So whenever we have taken like this, we got first house amount as 37,000 and second house we got a loss of 40,000. This is first situation. Now we move to the second situation. What is the second situation? Vice versa we will take. That is, first house we will take it as self-occupied house and second house we will take now it as let out house. So let's see how it will be. self-occupied house, as I said, this is house 1. So first house it will become now self-occupied house. As I said, self-occupied house will have no income, so net annual value will be nil. And we will not even have standard deduction. Why? Because standard deduction is calculated on net annual value. When net annual value is nil, there is no standard deduction. So we have only interest on loan. For house 1, it is 40,000 only. So here house 1 standard that is loss from self-occupied house 1. So situation 2, where house 1 is taken as self-occupied, we get a loss of 40,000. Now we move to the second house, where second house is taken as
Let out house.
let out house. Now we'll go for second house as let out house. This is second house. Now what is the rule I said? Whenever we go for let out house, we have to always start with a format, which is standard format given by the income tax department, that first it starts with gross annual value. So in order to attain it gross annual value, we have to follow certain steps. Step 1 is we will compare here. You can just look at here. So if you look at here, just give me a second. Yeah. So we have to find out gross annual value. So house to gross annual value, step 1 is we are comparing municipal rental value and fair rental value. Out of these two amounts, the highest amount is fair rental value, that is 2,20,000. This I'll bring it to the step 2 as ERV. And in step 2, I'm comparing this with standard rent. Step 2, I'm comparing ERV, that is 2,20,000, with that of standard rent, 1,80,000. Out of these two, the least one, the least amount is 1,80,000. As we don't have any annual rental value, I take this amount only as gross annual value. So here my gross annual value would be 1,80,000. 1,80,000. Now, less municipal taxes, and municipal taxes, they said here 15%. 15% on what? 15% on municipal value or municipal rental value. So 1,60,000 into 15%. It comes to 24,000. 1,80,000 minus 24,000. If you deduct this from gross annual value, we get net annual value as 1,56,000. 1,56,000. This is called net annual value. Next, we have deductions. Under deduction, the first one is standard deduction. That is 1,56,000 into 30%. 1,56,000 into 30%.
Actually, madam, first problem is 33,000 is coming the standard deduction. It is the amount is wrong. I think 1,08,000 into 30% coming.
1,08,000
into 30% is coming on 32,400.
Where is 32,400?
First problem, like first assumed as first as let out, and the next one is the self-occupied. Is a calculation wrong, I think.
I didn't understood. What do you want to tell?
You were saying, madam, actually second property is the let out and first is the self-occupied.
Yes, sir.
I am telling that before the first one, standard deduction is 24 under section. Standard deduction is 33,000 is given now. That 33,
yes.
How to get 33,000? 1,08,000 into 30% is 32,400. I mean
1,08,000 is it? 1,20,000 minus 10,000. 1,10,000, no? It is 1,10,000, sir.
Actually, municipal value 10% on this 12,000.
Municipal value, sir.
1,20,000 minus 12,000 is coming 1,08,000. Under that amount, 30% is coming
1 lakh 20 minus 10,000, it will be 1 lakh 10,000, sir.
Please calculate, madam. 1 lakh 20,000 minus 12,000. 1 lakh 8,000.
12,000. How 12,000, sir? Municipal value is 1 lakh, na, sir, here. Sir, house one.
10% of 1 lakh will be 10,000, na, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, 12,000 is given by mistake given.
So if you just look at here, standard deduction is 1,56,000 into 30%. It comes to 46,800 if I'm not wrong. Please cross verify it. 46,800. 30% on net annual value. And net annual value is 1,56,000. So 1,56,000 into 30%, it comes to 46,800. And next deduction is interest on loan. Interest on loan is given as 40,000. When you add these two figures, it will be 86,800. So 1,56,000 minus 86,800. It comes to 1,56,000 minus 86,800. It comes to 69,200. It comes to 69,200. This is income from house property. House 2. So here house 2 would be 69,200. So this is a second situation. In first situation, if you look at here, we have taken house 1 as let out house and house 2 as self-occupied house. So we got an income of no income. Why? Because we got house 2 as lost 40,000 and house 1 as 37,000. And if we take second situation where house 1 as self-occupied house and house 2 as let out house. Now we have to advise them which house should be taken as self-occupied and which house should be taken as let out house. Please, can you tell me that?
Ma'am, I think second situation.
Second house is
No.
Second situation.
No. We will go with first situation. Why? I will tell. Why? Because as an individual, we always want to show less income so that we will pay less tax to the income tax. Am I right?
Yes.
So if you look at here, in the first situation, I'm getting very less amount, 37,000 only income.
Yes,
because this I cannot pay. This is a loss now. There is no income on this house. So I will go for situation 1, where house 1 will be taken as let out house and house 2 will be self-occupied. Why? Because in situation 2, I am showing more income. When I show more income, I have to pay more tax to the income tax department. So we have to suggest, I will suggest that house 1 can be taken as let out house and house 2 will be taken as self-occupied house. This is how we do the income from house property problems.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, we move to the next topic. That is,
ma'am, is the solution is also given, the question which you are showing right now? Solution is also given there?
No, let me check out. No, I didn't scroll down.
Given.
Ma'am, if it is given, we will take the screenshot if you are able to show it.
Yeah, I will just.
108.
I think it's there in your text. Just let me check.
Number 108.
So it is given in the textbook.
Yeah, it's
and the 109 is given in the printing mistake 10,000.
Wait.
Yeah.
Not 12,000.
Yes.
Yeah, you can just check here.
Yes, is correct.
Yeah, they're given now. Therefore, my aim
That's why I'm asking.
Self-occupied income is less under option 2.
Okay, ma'am.
So here option 2 means you have to see what he has taken. Don't go that ma'am said option 1, but here he is giving option 2. Just read here. Option 2 means house 1 is let out house and house 2 is self-occupied house, what I was discussing with you. The same. But headings is given options as different things. So please don't compare it.
Okay.
And where you are getting 12,000? No, this is printing mistake. Please correct it. This is not 12,000. This is 10,000. Why? Because municipal value is 1 lakh. 1 lakh on 10%.
I am saying that amount.
So please don't.
So I am calculating.
You just see here on municipal value. You have to calculate on municipal value. Don't repeat answer. On municipal value, you have to calculate all the time. So now we move to the next topic, that is Income from business and profession.
Next topic, ma'am.
Yeah. So income from business and profession, whenever we discuss this, business is different and profession is different. Profession means who are skilled at that particular work and who are professional, like such as doctors, lawyers, and chartered
Teacher.
accountants. Chartered accountants, these all are considered as professional. So how to calculate their income from profession? It's very simple. Whenever income from profession, only you have to see that whether is it a professional income or professional expenditure or professional receipts or professional payments. You deduct receipts minus payments, you'll get the income from profession, or income minus expenditure, you'll get the income from profession. So let's look at here. They have given certain formats to you in your textbook if you have. Otherwise, you can just have glance over here. Yeah. Professional income, nothing but professional receipts or incomes minus professional payments or expenses. So it's our duty to find out whether it is a professional income or not. It's a professional payment or not. So depend on that, we will distinguish or differentiate and we'll take it in our format. If we can just look at here, otherwise, as a chartered accountant, what will be his receipts? Audit fee. Because if he's a practicing chartered accountant, he will audit the accounts of different companies where he'll get the audit fee. And if he's providing any financial consultancies to the clients, he will be given financial consultancy fee. Examiner's fee. Examiner fee means if chartered accountants will be conducting the exams of the chartered accountants, students, or that particular exams. And gifts from clients, if he has his one of his client is satisfied with his performance or is the services provided by this chartered accountant, they will give some gifts to the chartered accountant. So that are gifts from clients. Fees for accountancy work, if they're doing any accountancy work, whatever fees they receive, and any other receipts of professional nature, means anything. You should be able to identify whatever given in the question, is it a professional income or not, depend on his profession. Depending upon his profession, we should be able to identify them. And if you look at here, professional payments, I can just look at here. So what will be the payments for the chartered accountant? Office expenses, because he is a practicing chartered accountant, he will have his own office. So in order to maintain office, he needs certain expenses. Printing and stationery, because you have to take all printing, prints of all the documents, you have to check it. And to check that, he cannot just do that. He has to hire some people under him, to salary to staff, because alone, as a alone person, he cannot audit total books of that company of one particular year. So he will hire some people. For them, he will pay salaries to them. And chartered accountant is such a profession that where the rules goes on changes every year. So he has to update his knowledge. In order to update his knowledge, he has to purchase the books and journals which are related to his profession. And from the office where he is having his own office to the client office. Client means your companies will be there. They will go for audit. Yes. So he has to move from one place to other. So traveling expenses. And every chartered accountant is a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. That membership subscription. And they will send letters, postage, telegram. And whoever's chartered accountant student is there, after intermediate, that is professional course 1, they have to do articleship of 18 months under chartered accountant. So stipend to trainees, will be paid, or any other expenditure that is related to the chartered accountancy. Similarly, with regard to medical practitioner, doctor who is having his own medical practitioner, is having his own practice outside. So what will be his incomes, like consultancy fees, visiting fees, because doctors will be visiting to different hospitals. If they are specialists in particular field or specialization they are holding, they will visit the different hospitals. And consultancy fees will be there. Gifts from the patients. If the doctor has cured any uh, disease to the patient, if he's happy with the doctor's treatment and service provided by the doctor, so gifts will be given to doctor. You can just look at here. Operation fees, sale of medicines. Sometimes whenever patients comes, if you see the small clinics or dispensaries, you will find, because when we were child, the doctor used to give, whenever you go, if fever means, they used to give some tablets to us, morning to afternoon to and night to. So that from where he will get, that is also by selling medicines to the patients. Examiner's fee, because doctors, how do they become doctor? Now, being a teacher, I cannot conduct any exams to them. I'm not eligible for them. So only doctors are eligible to conduct exam to them, and they the people who teach them. So examiner's fee, gift from patients, or any other professional receipts. Similarly, professional payments would be what? Dispensary expenses. They will have nurse, sister, and a compounder. So staff salaries. Doctors will be visiting different hospitals, so traveling expenses. They will have, if they have some equipments, operation theater, on that depreciation will be provided. Why depreciation? Because all fixed assets will have depreciation, and even doctors also has to update their knowledge. Why? Because if you all know that COVID was not there before 2019, and what happened suddenly? Because of that, everything has changed. Now they have to find out new medicines to that, so they have to update their knowledge. So books and journals. Now whatever medicines he is giving to the patients, from where he is getting income, for that first he has to purchase that medicines, then only he can give to the patient. So cost of medicines. Even doctor will write some prescription to us. Yes. So that prescription is a stationery. So printing and stationery. Expenditure to increase professional knowledge. Doctors will be attending different conferences or like intellectual meetings where new inventions or new discoveries of disease or medicines, they'll be attending that. So these all are related to their payments. So like this, you should be able to find out based on their profession, what will be their income and what will be their payments. And the difference of is nothing but the professional income. Simple. Difference is nothing but the professional income. Similarly with the advocate also, same as it is, practicing or legal fees, consultancy fees, special commission fee, same as it is. So let's do one problem so that it will be easy for you to understand. Just check anywhere. Do we find? No, this is not. This income from business. This also income from business. Yeah, you can just look at question number 3. Dr. Satish. Could you find?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Dr. Satish, a medical practitioner, gives you the receipts and payment account for the year ended 31st March 2022. Receipts and payments account for the year ended 31st March 2022. So they will give receipts and payments account. So our work is whatever they may give, whatever they give in the question, our work is to find out what are our incomes, that is doctor incomes, and what are doctor expenses. If you are clear about this differentiation, it's easy. If you look at here, opening balance is given. Neither it comes under incomes, neither it comes under, nor it comes under payments. Under incomes, nor it comes under payments. So we won't take anywhere in our format. That is the difference. Now, consultation fee. Doctor, yes, he'll receive this consultation fee. So it is a professional income. Next, interest. Does interest is his income? Does his profession? No. He's a doctor. He's not the person who has to give loans and get that is not his work. So this is not a professional income. So here ours is professional income is consultation fee. This is not our income. Why? Because our work is not giving loans to others. And dividends. Dividends will be received what? Dividends means nothing but profit on shares. Profit, whatever you receive from purchasing the shares of that company, that is called dividends. So his work is what? Purchasing the shares or what? No. So this is not his. Yeah, he's a medical practitioner. Next, rent. Does his work is giving houses for the rent purpose? No. His work
house property. House property.
This is house property. So this is not a professional income. Gifts from patients. Yes, it is professional income. It is his professional income. Now look at the payment side. Dispensary expenses. Yes, these are his expenses. Dispensary means small clinic. Staff salaries. Yes, doctor will be having some nurse or compounder. For them, he has to pay the salaries. Next, books and journals. He has to update his knowledge. So it is also his expenditure. Next come donations. No, donation. His work is not giving donations. So this is not a professional expenditure. Next, income tax. His work is not paying income tax. His work is a doctor. So it is also not a expenditure. Next, we have surgical equipment. Yes, this is a professional payment. But what is calling it as equipment? Equipment with what? Asset. Asset means, for example, in our house, refrigerator is an asset. We won't purchase it daily.
Yes.
TV is an asset. We'll purchase only once. After 20 years or 15 years, again we'll purchase new thing. So it is an asset. On assets, we will provide depreciation. Depreciation on surgical equipment. On assets, there will be depreciation. Depreciation means decrease in the value of asset. Refrigerator at our home, maybe we have purchased for 30,000 5 years or 10 years back. Now its value will be not even 5,000 if you go and sell in the market. What happens? Value has decreased. That decrease is called depreciation. That decrease is called depreciation. Now, next. Next one, examiner's fee. Yes, he's a doctor. They will conduct exams to the MBBS students. So it is examiner fee. Next, operation fee. Yes, they are doctor. They will do operation. So they receive operation fee. Royalty on medical books.
Yes, it has to take.
Let's see that. Let's discuss. First, next we go for the visiting fees. Yes, it is also income because he visit the different hospitals. So he'll receive the visiting fees. Next, we have lecture fee. So he's a doctor. He will give lectures to the MBBS students. So it is also lecture fees. Next, sale of medicines. Yes, it is also related to the, he give medicines to his patients. So
Lecture fee
sale
should
of
not
medicines.
take, ma'am.
Yeah?
Madam, lecture fee should not take.
No. It depends on the situation. No, listen.
Yes,
if they have given,
that's why I understood about the medical.
Yeah. Anything if they mention like below any adjustment is given, then we'll decide. Otherwise, it can be written as note. It can be taken as note that lecture fees as is a doctor if he's teaching in the medical college.
Okay.
No, then it will be taken. Otherwise, it won't be taken. Okay. Next, sale of medicines. It is a income to him. Medicines purchased. Whatever medicines is given to the patients, so he has to purchase. It is a payments to him. Shares purchased. Purchasing shares is not his work. So it is not a professional payment. Traveling. Yes, as a doctor, he has to travel from one place to the other place. So it is a professional payment. Next, municipal taxes of let out house. So this is also not a professional thing. Next, subscription to medical council. So every doctor, mostly they will take a membership in the Indian Medical Council. So there, if they take a subscription, that is a professional payment. Telephone charges, yes, if they have telephone at their clinic, whatever the charges, that is also professional payments. And balance, this will be not taken anywhere. Neither it is a payment nor it is a income to them. Now, next one we have is here, other information. So their information here it is. So here their information is allowable depreciation on surgical equipment is 18,000. As I said, depreciation on surgical equipment, they given here directly. So this amount we will write over under payments. Depreciation on surgical equipments. Next, gifts include 12,000 received from his father. Normally what we thought, gifts from patients. Yes? Gift from patients is a professional thing. From his father is what? His personal. It is not professional. So,
only 8,000.
Yeah. How much actually given here? Can you tell me? Gift
20,000.
20,000.
Patients 20,000.
So 20, this father will be removed. 20,000 minus 12,000. So how much actually gifts from patients? 8,000 only. That will be taken as our income, not 20,000. Is it clear? So we will separating. We are separating professional and personal. Next, we thought here traveling expenses 20,000 as professional payments. But look at here. Traveling expenses include 8,000 incurred on his pilgrimage trip to Tirupati. Tirthayatralaku. He went to pilgrimage. So that is personal.
Personal.
Personal. It's not professional. So what we will do in payments, traveling expenses, we deduct this personal thing. 20,000 minus 8,000. So our traveling expenses are not 20,000. It is 12,000 only.
Madam, if he is a government employee, then he will be considered as taxable income. This is
No. You don't compare that with it.
Doctor.
That is income from salary. That is
Okay.
different. This is profession.
Okay.
Profession.
Okay.
Profession means they are having their own practice. They are not working under anyone.
Okay.
They are having their own office.
Okay.
They are giving employment to others.
Yes.
Okay. So here, traveling expenses, this pilgrimage is a personal thing that should be deducted. So our traveling expenses are only 12,000. Next, salaries paid included an amount of 10,000 paid to his domestic servant. Where it is salaries, can you tell me the amount of salaries?
40,000, ma'am.
40,000 given in the question. But what is telling in salaries, he included his domestic servant.
Yes.
The servant working at his home. So it is a personal thing. So our salaries will be not 40,000, it will be 30,000 only.
Yes, ma'am.
It will be 30,000 only. This will be deducted. Personal, that will be deducted. Next, medicines. Cost of medicines, closing stock is 18,000. Means, see, I have purchased medicines of 28,000. If you can look at here. Medicines purchased.
Yes, ma'am. 28,000. Yes, ma'am.
28,000. But did I use total medicines to the patients? No.
No.
How much is left over here?
18,000
18,000 is left over. So how much I used? I used only 10,000 value of medicines. So here, medicines purchased will not be taken directly as 20,000. I will write medicines purchased or medicines used. Purchased 20,000.
We can do two things now, ma'am. When we are purchasing, we can take, and then closing stock we can keep the other side.
No. How can you claim both as your payments? See, we are claiming payment as 28,000 that we have purchased medicines. Okay. Am I right? Okay. We have purchased medicines. We are showing expenditure of 28,000. Yes. But is it total 28,000 sold? No.
No, not sold.
When we are doing this, 18,000 value is left over. So how much we have spent? 10,000 only. So that is our cost of medicines, not the 28,000. जो भी बच गया, that is not our expenditure, na? That is left over. Again, next day it will be used. Correct. Yes. So next day again you will get the income. At the time you can show that. So here cost of medicines purchased would be 28,000 minus 18,000. You'll get only 10,000. And if you just look at here, that's what they have given. And you can just look at here, royalty on books has been not taken. Why? Because writing books is maybe his professional thing, though he's writing medical books. Royalty means only authors do that work. Whenever you receive royalty, that is income from other sources. Okay. Royalty is income from other sources. Because writing books is not his profession. Am I right? Yes. Writing books is not his profession, so that will be royalty. It comes under income from other sources. And next, but,
ma'am, one point is there inside this one.
If medical books, madam, actually royalty.
Sir, medical books aina pani books రాయడం కాదు కదా sir.
Yes, madam.
Aina pani patients ని treat చేయడం.
అంటే రాయల్టీ అన్నది ఓన్లీ ఆథర్స్ కే ఇస్తారు కాబట్టి డాక్టర్
కాబట్టి అది ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ అదర్ సోర్సెస్ కిందకి వస్తుంది.
No madam, one situation inside is that doctor, if he is writing his experience and the solution and giving to the published, then if he is
then that will be his personal one, na?
Personal only, sir. It will not come, sir.
Professional కాదు, అది personal అయిపోతుంది.
Madam, he according to his profession, he is writing the experience, ma'am.
No, that is his personal thing, sir. Actually, what is uska काम क्या है, sir? Patients को treat करना.
Madam, patient को treat करने पे उसका
he can share his he can share this everything in conferences. But that is not his profession. Income we are calling, sir. If you can look at here, professional receipts we are calling. Okay. By doing that profession, he should get that income. Okay. Then only it is considered as professional.
Okay.
See, if I am writing books, If I'm writing books, that is not my thing. That is not my profession.
Okay.
Am I right? Maybe it
Okay.
is income from other sources, but that is not my work. Actual work is not that one. For that purpose, they have not hired me. If they have hired for that purpose, then I can show that is my income. Now, this is about profession. Similarly, it will there for even chartered accountant, even it for the advocate. You should be able to differentiate what is professional and personal. The next comes income from business. It is if you know the profit and loss account. If you remember your profit and loss account format, it will be like this. If I'm not wrong, if you remember.
Which one?
Profit and loss account.
P&L account.
Final accounts. In final accounts, trading account and profit and loss account, where we write all our incomes on the credit side, indirect incomes, and all our indirect expenses on the debit side. Final accounts we prepare trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet.
Correct.
To know the profit or loss of our business. So here I'm not concentrating on trading account. I am talking only about profit and loss account. In profit and loss account, our always statements account starts with gross profit from the trading account.
Yes.
Gross profit. If it is a profit, I'll write on the credit side. Gross profit brought down. And if I get a loss, I'll write it on the debit side. Gross loss. Yeah. Now, here I will write all those indirect expenses I'm calling. It's not direct. We have two types of expenses, direct expenses and indirect expenses. Indirect expense, direct means I am doing, I have one stationery shop. I have one stationery shop. My work is what? To sell the all stationery like books, pens, pencils, calculators, textbooks, all small stationery which are required. That is my business. So all that stationery are my goods. My goods of business is that stationery. But am I producing them or manufacturing them? No. I am purchasing from someone else, my supplier. So what I'll do in order to sell that books, first I have to purchase. I have to purchase. This is my expenditure. Now, whatever goods I purchased, for what purpose I am taking to keep in my store? No, to sell them. I am purchasing all those books to sell them. That is my income. On credit side, I'll write my sales. On debit side, I'll write purchase. Okay, I am purchasing from some wholesaler or some directly from the company. So, the books, it will be somewhere now. It will be not near my shop. The showroom or the company will be somewhere else. I have to go there and purchase those books and bring it to my shop. Now, I have purchased. But do they come by walk to my shop, all the books and pens, pencils? No, it is not possible. They are non-living things. They are non-living things. Then how they will come to my shop then? Transportation. Yes, I need some transportation that is called as carriage. Some vehicle I need. I call it as freight or carriage. So carriage inverts. The vehicle which is used to bring my goods which I purchase from the place of production to my shop. Carriage inverts. Now, okay, I need a vehicle to bring all these goods. Okay, from some company I said na, company means they will not keep, they will have some place where all books will be stored. Now, do that books from the store will fly or jump to the carriage or vehicle? No. We need some person or the people who can bring from the shop to the trolley to upload it. Yes. To keep all the stock into that lorry or the truck. They are called labor. For labor, we will pay wages. We pay wages.
Correct.
Now, we brought those goods with the help of these people. Yes. Now, we brought in a large quantity. where my small shop cannot accommodate. So where should I keep that?
Warehouse.
Go down. So go down, what I require? I require some lighting to that go down,
Yes.
heating to that go down. Yes, that all comes under direct, means to bring the goods from the place of production to the place of where I sell, whatever expenses are incurring, that are called direct expenses. Direct means they are directly related to my purchases.
Yes, ma'am.
The difference of this, see, whatever goods I purchase, it's not mandatory that I will sell all books in the same day or in the same year. No, it's not possible. Some books will be left over in my shop when I am preparing my final accounts. So that books, whatever left over, is called closing stock. That is called closing stock, which is left over. Why I'm writing on the income side? Because today it is closing stock. Tomorrow I will sell it and I will encash it.
Stock.
Yeah, in future it will become an income to me. Yes. So now this closing stock, for the next year it becomes opening stock. The difference of credit minus debit, if credit is more, debit is less, it is called gross profit. If debit is more and credit is less, it is called gross loss. And this we bring to the profit and loss account. This is how gross profit come to the profit and loss account. Why? Because here we have written only direct expenses, if you observe it, which are directly related to our purchases. But after bringing from there to our place, there are a lot of expenses that are involved.
Yes.
Okay, the truck came to my shop. Now who will download all those products? I am owner. I will not do those things. So again, I need some people.
Yes, ma'am.
Or some labor will keep and go. But who will again arrange them in the shelves? Because I'm an owner, I will only sit on the counter for the money collection. So I will hire some people who work for me. They're called employees. For employees, I will pay salaries. Salaries.
No.
Yes. Now, employees, where do they sit? They cannot sit on the road. They'll sit in my office, my shop. The shop, I don't will own it. I will take it on rent basis. Because whoever business they are doing, it may not belong to their own house or rent place. It may be rented one. So I will pay rent to that office or rent to that shop. Now, employees are sitting. They need light. They cannot sit in the dark room. So I need electricity bills to be paid or telephone charges I require.
For communication, correct.
Yeah, for communication. I have to give bills to the customers if they ask me. So postage and stationery. So like this, all the expenses that related to my shop, indirectly, they are indirectly. So that is the reason we call indirect expenses. But without this, there will be no business. Why? Because without employees, I'm not going to sell. Who will sell? I cannot sell all the time. I don't have my own office, so I will have to pay rent. I need telephone, stationery, traveling expenses. Yes, if I have salesman, if I'm giving them commission, so commission. And sometimes I will sell on credit basis. उधार में भी बेचते मैं.
Yes, correct.
Whenever I sell it on credit basis, I will have sometimes bad debts.
Yes, ma'am.
So उधार में दिए, not mandatory that they will pay me the amount.
Yes.
Sometimes they may not pay me.
Everybody is not
debts.
on.
Yeah. So it will be bad debts to me.
Yes.
So now I purchased all the books and brought. Should I put it like as bulk to on the ground books? No. Have to arrange them in the shelves. Am I right?
Yes.
So that shelves are my furniture. Asset it is. On assets, we'll provide depreciation on furniture.
Yes, furniture, correct.
And I have computer because whatever stock is coming to my office, I'm just noting it in my system. What is the stock? What is left over? So depreciation on that systems or depreciation on computer.
Yes. Whatever.
And instead of depending on any outside vehicle, we have our own vehicle for delivery purpose. We even provide home delivery of the books. So in that case, we have a bike on that depreciation on motorbike. So all these are called indirect expenses. Now we have indirect incomes, and even we write interest on loan. So
Yes.
if you have taken any loan, we will write interest on loan.
Yes.
And we even write income tax, legal expenses, all we write in profit and loss account. And credit side, we write income from rent. If we are giving any house, we write even also that income from rent, dividend received, shares received, dividend received, or commission received, discount received. Like this, irrespective whether it is a business expenditure or not, or it is a business income or not, we write all the things in the profit and loss account. Then why are we studying again computation of business income over here? Why? Because as a business person, what is my main intention?
To earn profit.
I don't want to pay tax to the government. Yes, that is intention of every individual.
Yes, if he getting profit must be paid.
Yeah, that is a reason what they'll do. As a business person, I will write all expenses, whether they are related to business or not, I will write it.
Correct.
I'll write all the expenses as business expenditures, and which are not incomes also I'll show it as sometimes as incomes. So now here we are doing for the income tax purpose that now income tax says that no, you have to show only business expenditures as business things, which are personal expenditures which you have shown as business expenditures earlier.
They will remove.
That should be removed. Yes. Removed means upon what we did here, expenditure means we are decreased here. Am I right?
Yes.
Decreasing our profit. So now what we will do, we will add back them. Reverse the cycle. We will add back them. So that expenses are called inadmissible expenses. Yes. They don't have any admission. Yes. So inadmissible expenses. The expenses which are not the expenses of business, that should be added back to get the correct profit. And on that correct profit, one has to pay the income tax to the income tax department.
Means, ma'am, so inadmissible is also known as personal expenses also?
Yeah, mostly yes. Yes, that can be termed even that way also. That can be termed even that way also. But what happens, sometimes they look as business expenditures only.
Okay.
But they are not business. Why? Because they have given certain provisions, certain rules to us. According to this section, these are only the business expenditures. Even that a business expenditure in certain situations, they are not business expenditures. For example, advertisement expenses, we know. Is it a business expenditure or not?
That is a business one.
Yes, business expenditure. It is a business expenditure. But whenever this advertisement is given in any political magazine or any political newspaper, then it is inadmissible expenditure. No business person should give their advertisement in any related to political things.
Yeah. Yes.
In that case,
means in the newspaper we are giving our business ad.
Yeah.
It is okay. In political business means
no, that is not political. How it is political? Political means specifically if you are giving in political newspaper or related political party.
Okay. Okay.
For example, during means I should not say when it's an open platform.
Okay. I am paying some amounts to the political leader to open my shop.
Yeah, like that we should not, better not to talk that one on an open platform. So better in pamphlets or brochures for whenever they give for any, like during the elections times, whatever pamphlets if they give, on that the business advertisement should not be there. Business ad should not be there on that pamphlet. Okay. And you cannot claim it as advertisement, business expenditure. Okay, that would be inadmissible expenses. Similarly, here we have written rent. If our business is a real estate business, then that rent would be maybe business income. But my business is stationery shop. Yes. How could be rent will be my income? then that is non-business income. We shown it as an income earlier. Now it is non-business income. What should be done? Reverse the cycle. Deduct it. Because it is not our income, first of all. Earlier we shown it as income. Now we will remove it.
Yes.
Now there are certain expenses that should be written in profit and loss account, but not written. Now we will write it. That are called expenses not charged to profit and loss account. So let's look at the format. If you have textbook, you can just look at, otherwise I'll show it. See, this is what format. Whatever we discussed here.
Yes.
Inadmissible expenses, the expenses which are not allowed as business expenses. They're called inadmissible expenses. Like income tax paid. Who will pay? It's an individual. It's not a business thing. Business will not pay. Business is different. Again, it's an artificial person. Income tax paid is an individual thing. Our business is, our work is not paying income tax. Yes. Our business is something that only it is called as business expenditure. Yeah. Next, charity and donation. This is one's own opinion, one's own personal decision it is. Charity and donation. It is not our business. Our business is not involved in giving any donations or charities. Household expenses, whatever expenses that are incurred at your home. That is also personal thing. So here they have given few things which says that these are inadmissible. It is not mandatory that only these will come. And it is not mandatory that only all will come. Depends on the question, it changes. Loss on sale of motor car and other assets. See, selling assets, if it is my business, if I am dealing in assets, then it will be my expenditure. But he is specifically mentioning asset. Assets we will not sell daily.
Yes.
Only we sell after a certain period of time, not regular. Whenever you are not doing on regular basis, this is not a business expenditure. We may sell our refrigerator after 15 years or 20 years. But daily do we sell? No. If we sell daily, then that will be our business.
Business, correct.
So, but if loss on sale of motor car or any other asset, that is not our business expenditure. Assets purchased. Even purchasing refrigerator daily is not our business.
Not our business.
So we will purchase only once. Mostly middle class and lower middle class will purchase only once in their lifetime.
Correct.
So that is assets purchased. That is not a business expenditure. Life insurance premium. Life insurance is paid by the individual. If you remember accounting concepts and conventions, if you remember principles of accounting, business entity concept.
Yes,
where business is separate, owner is separate.
Yes.
Both are treated separately. So life insurance premium of proprietor, owner is different according to accounting principles. Yes. So this is not a business expenditure, it's a personal expenditure. Interest on capital. I am the owner. I invested in my business, in my stationery shop to purchase that books. Do I really take interest on that? No, it's not. I won't take. Why will I take? If I given to some outsider, I will tell, please give my interest on that loan, whatever I given. But whichever I invested in my own business, why do I take any interest? No, that is not a business expenditure. Next, provision for bad debts. Just now we have discussed. Normally, we will come across bad debts whenever we have credit sales. Uddara kamminappudu manaki rani bakilanu untai, which we will not able to collect their amount back. So, in assumption that in future some may do again like that, it will be repeated. Yeah.
Business did not
something
say
you were telling, sir.
Credit.
Yeah. Okay, you give on credit, no problem. You can have that is you can have even cash or credit. But provision for bad debts is not allowed. Bad debt is allowed. Why? Because it is a loss to us. It has happened because of sales, so it is allowed. But provision means, for example, one person has not paid us amount and left the house. And same person, another person coming to the same house for the rent purpose. Now again, you want khata with me. I will give every month. Please give me stationery or whatever grocery shop you have. You give me. Now I'll get a doubt whether this person also will pay me or not amount. I'm not sure. So not to suffer that loss, what I'll do, I'll keep some amount aside. from my profit for provision for bad debts to meet any loss if again I'm incurring in future. So that is not a business expenditure. That is for your safe side you are keeping. So that won't be any business. Next, salary to proprietor. If in my stationery shop, do I take any salary from my counter? No, I will only use total amount. Why will I write separate salary? So that is also not a business. Next, fines and penalties. This is not my business expenditure. Next, staff welfare fund. Gifts and presents to relatives, friends. This is not business. That is my personal thing. Contribution to recognize unrecognized provident fund. That is for my safe side. I am saving it. How come it will become a business expenditure? So these all are why we are adding back. Why? Because in profit and loss account, they shown it as expenses. That is not the correct one. So we are that was deducted. Expenses means so we are adding back to make it correct to profit. They are called inadmissible expenses. Next we have expenses not charged to profit and loss account. So what I'll do, depreciation according to my own wish, I will take whatever percentage I want. I will write whatever depreciation I want to show. So, but it is not like that. Income tax department has given certain percentages for us. On that, according to that, only that depreciation has to be provided, which is called as allowable depreciation. Which is called as allowable depreciation. So expenses not charged to profit and loss account means this has to be written actually. These are expenses, but they have not written in the profit and loss account. So now we will write it. Whenever expenses are there, we will write where? Profit and loss account, debit side.
Debit side.
If they have written, we will not take. But what they are telling, these are not written. So now we will write it. That's it. Nothing new. Whichever is not written, which has to be written. Not so now we are writing. That's it. Next, let's non-business incomes. I said no incomes which are not related to our business. That all will be deducted back, and the difference will get business income. And here always we start with profit balance as per profit and loss account. Means already they have calculated by writing all personal and related business, both the clubbed it and written. Now what we will do, we will go for reverse. Whatever profit they given, to that we will add all these changes and we'll find out the correct income from business. Correct income from business. Is it clear? So, but you have to memorize this format. And if you look at here, we have different number of points that you have to remember. I'll just show it. Is it given? Maybe above it is given. Yeah. See, these all you have to memorize. General deductions. So these all are given as deduction. See, advertising expenditure is a business expenditure is allowed. But if it is given in any souvenir, brochure, pamphlet, published by a political party, is disallowed. So like this, these all expenses are considered as business expenditure. For example, bonus on Diwali Puja. Is it business expenditure or not? Tell me, please.
No, ma'am, it's not a business expenditure.
No, then you should go once visit Usman Ganj, Afzal Ganj, or some Ganj, whichever is available in Hyderabad. Why? Okay. Because mostly every business during the Diwali or Dasara or depending on their community, every year they will give bonus to their employees, either in the form of cash or in the form of kind, which is allowed as a business expenditure.
Yes.
It is tradition they follow. Okay. So whatever gifts or cash given to the employee during the that occasions only, not all the time. During Dasara or some Diwali or some other festival, Ramzan or some festival, that is allowed. That is business expenditure. Yes. So like that, you should know that. Now we have embezzlement of cash. Embezzlement means, see, I am having stationery shop. I cannot sit all the 12 hours in the shop. For lunch, I'll go home and come back. So in the meantime, I'll ask one of my employee, please sit on the counter. What happens? Yeah. You all know that. Yeah. So that is also, yeah, that is also business expenditure. Yes, business loss actually. Yeah. Business loss.
This
Which is mandatory.
allowable loss.
Yeah, it is allowed.
But it is incurring regularly. It is disallowable.
No, it is not. It does not occur regularly. Then he will keep CC camera and everything will be taken care. Means normally where we have unorganized format, where we don't have any system, just they have some counter, not that much sophisticated, it takes place. But nowadays everyone is alert. If it is then it is also business expenditure. Like that, you have to go through all these expenses. These all are allowed expenses. Next, expenses expressly disallowed. If these expenses are given, they are not disallowed. Inadmissible expenses, I said now, so these all comes under inadmissible expenses. Advertisement in souvenir, magazine, that's what in political party, interest royalty, fees for technical services, income tax, arrears of income tax, wealth tax paid, salary paid outside India. If employee is outside India, then it is not a business expenditure, because outside India is not our employee, then he is an employee for other country. There he will be taxed. So payment of provident fund of employees paid outside India. Next, any relatives, if you are giving giving amount to your relative and showing a salary, it is also non-business income, no non-business expenditure, like that capital expenditure, any reserve, remember, don't any reserve or any provision is inadmissible. Provision for bad debts, provision for anything is a inadmissible expenditure. Salary of rent, drawings of proprietor, personal expense of proprietor, fines, penalties, income tax, wealth tax, charity and donations. So whatever we discussed just now, that all falls here. Next, payment by partnership, interest on capital. So you have to memorize this. There is no other option.
Okay, number of things we have to.
Yeah, number of things. Just if you get some idea, if you do some practice of problems, it automatically gets it.
Yes, yes.
He is getting these problems in examination.
Sir, you're not clear, sir. Your voice is not clear. Sir, can I? Pardon, please.
Getting this type of problems. Getting this type of problems in coming exams. Because of tough in business purpose.
That how can I tell, sir? It's not in my hand. It's not in my hand, sir. Because I'm not.
But based on your experience, perhaps.
No, miss. Actually, sir, I cannot say, because whatever syllabus is given to you, it's a very vast syllabus, and most probably, I think you for each unit for essay you may get only 2 questions. So block 1 2 questions, block 2 2 questions. These all what we are discussing is still we are in block 1 only.
Okay.
Because block 3 and 4 are 3, 4, 5 are theory part.
Okay, 3, 4, 5 are theory part.
We are considered theory.
See, 5th part is a theory part. GST is total theory only.
Block 1 and 2 questions. Block 2 questions. 3.
Yeah, every block you'll get 2 questions. This all whatever 5 units and 6 units given in your block 1 comes for 2 questions only. The pattern.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll find out the exact pattern and let you know in the next class.
Okay.
And in next class, we'll go for the capital gains and even business income as well. We even go for we'll try to complete as soon as possible. We can
capital gain, ma'am, or
capital gains and income from other sources. Mostly the income from other sources, I will just brief you on what actually, because it's also a very vast topic. Then we go for the total calculation of gross total income. Next, we have deductions under section 80C and all the theoretical part we will have, and assessing part.
Okay.
So mostly we'll have the last 5 minutes.
Madam, we have to concentration theory part, because of some blocks or theories are only
aggregate that's what I'm telling. No?
Okay,
that's what I'm telling, sir. 5th unit, 5th block is total theory.
Okay.
Shared link to you. You can just check it.
Only my book is three blocks.
Yes.
Sir, madam, we are having only 3 blocks.
Ma'am, just having three blocks. Repeat this again. Your screen back.
Sir, once, sir. Could you share the screen to me? Could you share the syllabus to me? What is the syllabus? Because I have whatever shared me is 5 blocks. That's the reason I'm asking you.
Okay, ma'am. I'm sharing
Khalid
the
sir, could you
syllabus.
see me? I have shared you one link to you.
No, no, I did not saw that.
Just check
I
it.
will
Just
not.
check it.
Okay, ma'am. 1 minute. Okay, ma'am. You can add my. Okay, okay. 1 minute. Okay, ma'am. Done.
Okay, sir. Okay. Now, in the next class, we will discuss it. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am. You said this one need syllabus. See this one. I'm put it on
Yes.
camera.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
ma'am.
please share it. Please share it now.
Ma'am, we are
Okay.
having 5 blocks, ma'am. 5 blocks are there.
Yeah, 5 blocks. To what? Whatever I received from your side is 5 blocks.
Prasad sir, open page number 199. There you can see the syllabus. 5 blocks are there. Page number 199. I think second, last, third page.
You have 5 blocks, not 3 blocks.
5 blocks. Yes, ma'am.
Last 5th block is GST. Total GST it is.
Indirect taxes, ma'am. The heading is indirect taxes.
Yeah, yeah. Please, if you can, if it is possible, you can share me that so that we can have clear. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Please go ahead with practice of those at least 1 to 2 problems. So that when you practice and you can understand. Only by theoretical you won't understand. Only when you practice, start practicing, then you'll get a many doubts.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Yeah.